Sawadee Kap, I'm JP Mestanza. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. The two-day debate in Parliament over possible amendments to the Constitution has seen senators reject the proposed draft bill backed by protesters, with Parliament overwhelmingly backing the government-sponsored versions from the coalition government and the opposition. The proposed charter bill by ILAW, the Internet Law Reform Dialogue Group, would limit the power of the military-appointed Senate and had amendments on all sections of the Constitution, even to those relating to the monarchy. This bill did not pass the first reading after overwhelming rejection by the same Senate they wished to reform, although 3 senators did vote for the ILAW draft. It was one of 7 amendment draft bills that were put to Parliament yesterday, and all but 2 were voted down on first reading. Those 2 bills are the ones sponsored by the coalition government and the opposition, respectively, except the Move Forward Party, both of which call for the formation of a charter drafting assembly to write a new constitution. Offers to participate in a reconciliation committee with MPs have been rejected by protesters who rallied at Ratchaprasong intersection in Bangkok yesterday near the Royal Thai Police headquarters, who passed around giant inflatable ducks, a symbol of the protests, and spray-painted messages on the road, giving the name sign at the RTP HQ a paint job, while denouncing the violence from the protests outside Parliament just the day before. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. With protests in the streets, some of it turning violent earlier this week, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha warned anyone responsible for the violence that they will be prosecuted, and it happens as the political conflict continues to escalate. Today, the Premier issued a statement from his office in which he said, quote, "Any and all laws and all articles will be used against violent protesters," saying that the government had tried to find a peaceful solution to the conflict, referring to the 2-day special parliamentary session to vote on the charter amendment draft bills, but that protests continue in the streets. He said, quote, "It is necessary for the government and security agencies to intensify their actions by using all laws and all articles to take action against demonstrators who broke the law and show no respect for the rights of other people." He did not mention whether or not that means going after protesters using Article 112, the lèse-majesté law, which allows people to be thrown in jail for up to 15 years for insulting the monarchy. Still, there were protests on Tuesday night in which police used water cannons and 55 people were hurt. Meanwhile, Bangkok's Erawan Medical Center reported that 6 people had gunshot wounds from Tuesday night's protests. The Bangkok Post is now reporting that a pro-monarchy supporter was arrested on Tuesday night in that area with a .357 pistol and 10 bullets at about 8:30 p.m. And the 35-year-old admitted to police that he took part in a pro-monarchy demonstration that day and said the pistol was only for self-defense. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. The total number of hotels in Phuket approved to serve as alternative local quarantine or ALQ venues has risen to 18, with nearly 2,000 rooms now available to receive guests observing the mandatory 14-day quarantine whenever Phuket is allowed to welcome tourists. The news follows the Novotel La Vista Resort and Spa being approved by the Phuket Provincial Health Office earlier this week, meaning the resort must now wait for approval from health officials in Bangkok in order to operate as an ALQ. In the past month, 11 more Phuket hotels and resorts have been approved by Bangkok to operate as ALQs, a full list for which is in the description. And in total, there are now 1,984 rooms all over Phuket available at official approved venues. But these rooms remain empty, while the ban on all international arrivals by flight remains in place in Phuket. That's what prompted the high-end Trisara Resort and the Anantara Maicao Phuket Villas Resort in Maicao, both of which were among the first hotels on the island to be approved to operate as quarantine venues. They changed their status last month, a move that has allowed them to receive domestic travelers. There has not been any comment by officials in Phuket or Bangkok over how ASQ hotels in Phuket are expected to cope with the extensive cost of overhauling their properties to comply with the new normal requirements and operate as a hotel as open while not being allowed to receive any domestic guests. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Phuket Extra will be right back after this. The Lagoon Saloon Phuket, the LSP, is Phuket Boat Lagoon's newest nighttime venue catering for all private parties. Get in touch via Facebook to discuss. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. The knife-wielding thief who held up a 7-Eleven store in Wichit last Wednesday and suspected of another similar robbery, he's now behind bars. Police say they were able to track down the 28-year-old suspect through CCTV footage of him sticking up a 7-Eleven store in Wichit and was caught at a local internet cafe where he not only worked, but had been seen running into after that robbery. The suspect confessed to stealing over 8,000 baht in order to replace money he robbed from the internet cafe. For more, visit thephuket.com. And 8 new COVID-19 cases in Thailand today. All of them were found infected while in quarantine, having arrived from Germany, Italy, India, Japan, Spain, and the UK, including 2 foreigners. Total cases have now risen to 3,888. 96% of those patients already recovered. The death toll remains unchanged for Thailand at 60. Thanks for watching Phuket Extra today, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. For safe, secure, and soundproof windows, visit pvcphuket.com. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.